I'm back. Well, finish telling my story about the studio and my music. Well, um, it was fantastic. It was great for me. Um, as I said, it was hard work too, but as I said, it was a challenge for me because I've been challenged in everything that I've done. It was a challenge, and I like challenges because that means when you have challenges, you can master it. So I mastered everything that I've done. So after I did my music and everything, I decided that I wanted to do something else a little bit. So I kind of turned away from my music a little bit, not totally, but just for a while. I went to guide school, and that was interesting. I don't know if any of you know about guide school for the blind. They call it seeing eye dogs for the blind. They got seeing eye dogs for the deaf too, for any type of disability that anyone has. Well, that was a great challenge. When everybody said, "Oh no, you can't do it, Sweet Songbird, you can't do it," and I'm like, "Well, why not?" So I called the guide school and they sent me an application one day. The guy had told me that he was going to send his trainer out there to visit me after I filled out the form because you had to take him to the doctors and stuff, have you. So I did everything that they told me to do. And then the trainer came out to my house and he looked around and says, "Oh, you keep a nice house." And I said, "Yes." I said, "I keep my house like I keep myself." You know, and people don't look at people like that. They think because, you know, you have a disability, you're going to keep your house dirty and not clean, nasty. Hey, I don't keep my house like that. It was spotless clean. So he said, "Well, would you be interested in getting a dog? What type of dog would you like?" I said, "A yellow lab." And he said, "Well, okay." So he talked with me for a little while. Then he went back to the school because they had to come out to your house and see if you fit for a guide dog. So he asked me questions like, who was I around? Do they like dogs? Do my friends like dogs? And I said yes, which is true. But he said, "Well, your life gonna change after you get a dog." And I didn't understand what he meant because he didn't really want to get into it. So finally, make a long story short, I went to guide dog school. I stayed there for about a month. This was like in January or someone. And was it 96? I think it was 96, I guess. Was it 96? Yeah, 96 is when I went to guide dog school. And they trained. I went through the training. It was hard training too. They talk to you about your dog. They work with you. The trainers work with you. Plus they work with the dogs too. And so they asked me, "Well, do you want a girl or a boy?" I said, "A girl." And sure enough, I got a girl, and her name was Olivia. Full-blooded yellow lab. And they had already trained Olivia as a baby. She was 1 year old, and her mother name was Serena, and her father name was Wilford. They were full-blooded labs too. So she was the only letter, but you never hear nothing like that. But I think God had her just for me, and I believe that in my whole heart. Very smart, and we went everywhere. After I took Olivia home, well, first of all, I graduated, got my diploma with Olivia. And everybody said I couldn't, but I did, with honors. I got my certificate, honors, and then first they want me to sing, and I started singing, and everybody stood up and gave me a standing ovation. That's how I know that anything people want to do, they can do it. So I mastered that, and then I brought Olivia home after the ceremonies and everything. They had a little big old graduation. Yeah, Guido School is a very good school, and it was in Summerfield. And I just want to let everybody know in Summerfield, I'm still coming back, but I just don't know when right now. But yes, and then I had Olivia for 12 years, and before she got really sick, and then I had to put her down, and that was very sad for me because Olivia went everywhere with me. You know, Olivia went on an airplane. Olivia went to Denver, Colorado. She went to Portland, Oregon. She went everywhere with me. And it was Olivia was special. She was my baby.